What if I was to tell you that stuff like this is just as important as the workout itself? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to #Run4Not-From week 26. So we've got past the quarter of a century, and now we're grinding along the way to half a century. And this week, we are talking all about stretching, mobility, and its importance in working out. Now, I'll be honest, I should have started filming a number of miles ago, but I was running so well that I didn't feel like I wanted to. So now I've finally picked up the camera and I'm ready to get into the video. But it shows the importance of a great warm-up, because I actually cycled to and from work. And when I got home from cycling, I went straight on this run. And you'd think, oh, you must be tired from the cycling, but no. I'd warmed up efficiently and effectively, and now as I've entered this run, I feel awesome. And that's what we're here to talk about, because the workout doesn't begin when the miles start or when the weights get heavy. It starts with that pre-stretch routine, and it ends with that post-stretch routine. So firstly, why does stretching even matter? Why is it important? Well, firstly, it's giving your body the respect that it deserves. It's giving your body the respect that it deserves. And that's so important, because you've got to take care of yourself. You've got one body, that's all you're ever gonna have. You've got one body, that's all you're ever gonna have. And it's a game of longevity. How long can you feel your best for? And stretching and mobility is going to help that. You have to start thinking of your body like a sports car, like a Ferrari. If you floor it all the time, every single day, and never go in to get it checked or never get its MOT, it's going to snap. And that's the same as your body. If you're pushing yourself, driving yourself, and I don't even mean just from a fitness context, I mean from a life perspective. If you just keep wearing yourself down and down and down, you're going to snap. And in all honesty, I hope you snap physically and not mentally, because a mental snap is much harder to come back from. So please give yourself that time to physically and mentally stretch yourself. Stretching connects that grind that you're working for with the growth that you're looking to get. So it improves your flexibility. It helps boost your circulation. It aids in recovery. Now that's the main reason why I do it. Aiding in recovery, building yourself back up quicker so that you can go again. And finally, and maybe even most importantly, the reduction in injury risk. You're going to be able to go for longer without the fear of tears, niggles, breaks, injuries, little setbacks along the way. You'll be able to keep pushing, keep grinding, and keep growing. So let's talk a little bit about my story with stretching, because I'll be honest, it's probably only something that I've done over the last 2 years, and I'm 26 years old. The reason why I started it was reactive. It wasn't proactive, unfortunately. And I've spoken about this on my channel a few times, about my knee injury playing football. And it came at a time where I genuinely felt invincible. You know, similar to the cartoon character Invincible, I thought I was unbreakable. I was squatting 200 kilos plus, deadlifting well over 250, nearing 300, and lunging over 100 kilos. And I was still sprinting fast, I was jumping high, and I was playing football. And I wasn't doing any stretching whatsoever. So I was just tightening and tightening and tightening and tightening, turning my muscles into a coil. And then one day playing football, lo and behold, that coil snaps. And that was my left knee. Gone, essentially for 18 months to 2 years. Touch wood, it started feeling really, really good again, only in the last sort of 6 months. But I could have been so much further along the line, or maybe even fully prevented that injury if I'd really started stretching and being proactive with it. Now, I'm a person who likes to push myself physically, so maybe I would have got that injury anyway. I don't know. But one thing I know for certain is since I've started stretching, all of my aches, pains, and frankly, the areas that still feel injured in my knees, because both my knees are not great, have started to bounce back very, very quickly. Speaking of people who like to push their body to its natural limits, and maybe even beyond, I want to talk about the book Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. It's a book that I finished quite a long time ago, because it came out quite a long time ago. And one of the segments that really stuck with me was his mental stretching regime. And in an interview recently, I heard that he still does this routine today. And it's about holding stretches for hours and hours and hours on end, opening up hips, knees, back, shoulders, and everything like that. And if there's ever a person to vouch or to support the art and the power of stretching, it's him, because he's broken pull-up records, run superb ultra marathons in mad climates, heats and elevations, and he swears by it, and he wishes he started doing it younger. Similarly to me, fortunately, I've hopefully caught on quite a lot earlier than a lot of people do, and I urge you, if you're young and watching this, even if you're older than me, start now. You have to start now. There is no tomorrow. Today is the day. You can either go one day or day one. I'll say it again, one day or day one. So that's enough of preaching and pushing you to start stretching. But how can you start really implementing it into your life? Where can you do it? What are my 5 little tips and tricks to start? Step 1 is you need to start realizing what stretching is and when to do it and how to do it. So if you're doing it before a workout, they are dynamic stretches. That basically means you're moving. Examples would be leg kicks, arm swings, rotations, stuff that's moving. Think of it also elevating your heart rate. So that's before exercise. After exercise, you're doing static stretches. That is where you do those long, lovely holds. It's what people are most familiar with when we talk about stretching. Examples could be calf stretches, hamstring stretches, where you're just holding it at that elongated point. You feel that pull and you push a little bit deeper. Those are static stretches, and you're doing those after. But let me know in the comments if you want me to do a video about stretching. Maybe I'll show you some examples for all sort of things. And I'll also send you what I send my clients to do before a workout and after the workout for full body workout days. Number 3 is micro breaks. I'm not telling you you have to do a David Goggins and whole stretch for hours and hours on end, but 3 to 5 minutes. Maybe they're at your desk. Maybe it's just before bed. Maybe it's just as you wake up. It can become part of your bedtime routine, your morning routine. Maybe do it every time before you eat. So before breakfast, before lunch, before dinner. Just 3 to 5 minutes, adding up over time. Similar to money, it's like compound interest. You get better and better from these short little bursts. Step number 4, I also want you to, step number 4, I want you to start pairing it with breath work. So it feels like you're not wasting your time. Look, I understand people are busy, and it's the reason why they don't stretch. They think they just need to get in, do the workout, and then leave. But if you pair it with some meditative breath work, where you really get in touch with yourself, you won't feel like wasted time, I promise you. And the 5th and final step for getting it into your routine is consistency over intensity. I don't want big bursts. Little things every single day. It shouldn't be a burden. It shouldn't be a task. You should really start to enjoy it. Play your favorite music. Eat your favorite healthy snack while you do it. It doesn't matter. For 3 to 5 minutes every single day. Don't be doing an hour a week. No one's going to commit to that. No one's going to stick to that. We're in for the long run, okay? So be smart. Work smarter, not harder. don't run from pain, we run for longevity. We don't run from stiffness, we run for freedom. We don't run from shortcuts, we run for the full process. As you can see, we're ending the video slightly differently. Because it's all about stretching, I thought I'd finish it off with a few stretches myself. And these are what those static stretches I was telling you about earlier are all about. So thank you so much for watching. This has been #RunForNotFrom week 26, where we spoke all about stretching. I won't leave you without the quote, don't worry. But before I do, please make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you like this video. Leave any comments for those questions that I had earlier on. And also make sure to start stretching at me at Nathan Shaw Life on all of my platforms. That's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it may be. At me on there and show me doing your best stretch routine and use that #RunForNotFrom hashtag. But anyway, it is time for this week's quote of the week. And if you watched my little teaser on my Instagram and on my TikTok, you'll know that this week comes from Joseph Pilates. And he, as you'd imagine, was the creator and founder of the Pilates movement. And he said, "You're only as young as your spine is flexible." Let me know what you think.